Let's take a look at the Rubank Advanced book, Volume 2, the second articulation study. That's this one here. So it's got a mix of slurs and staccato notes. So let's talk about how to approach this. So just looking at it, very first thing, I'm going to notice two things right away. One is the key signature. So it's got a B flat, an E flat, and an A flat, and it's in 3/4. It's also marked moderato, but it's got sort of a modifier on it. It says ma con impeto, which means moderately, but with force. Let me play a little bit and then we'll talk some more. So that's the first part of it, just to give you kind of an idea of what it sounds like. If you're following along, if you're working on this right now and you're having trouble and you've run across this video, then go ahead and look at your music. So I can't show it, it's copyrighted, so I can't put it on the screen, but follow along. Besides the key signature and the time signature, something else that I'm going to anticipate that might be a little tricky just based on my teaching experience over many decades is that it's got a high A flat. And this is a note that is not always the easiest to get out for us. So let's double check the fingering for that. So high A flat is going to be in the left hand, it's going to be 2, 3, and this key. I'm not going to use my first finger and I'm not going to use my thumb. In my right hand, the pinky is down, okay? So it sounds like this. So high notes are another thing, right? But basically what I'm going to be doing is using fast air, very fast air that's concentrated. So not like this, but very, very concentrated air for that high A flat. Something else that I'm anticipating as somebody who's been teaching for decades is that it might be a little bit tricky because a lot of times we've got a slur from the 16th notes into the 8th note of the next beat. So for example, this kind of thing right here. So first beat is 4 16th notes that is slurred into beat 2. A lot of times for whatever reason, we want to tongue on the beginning of each beat, but that's not what's showing here. So we want it to sound like, right? We don't want to hear, that's not what's written, right? We want to make sure that we're slurring into beat 2. The last thing that I'll point out as a fairly common issue in this particular example, and then I'll play it for you, is there's nowhere to breathe in this thing. There's not a single rest in the entire exercise except for the last 2 beats that are at the very end of it. There's no markings for breathing. There's no breath marks that are included. And so where do you breathe? So this is something that should not be left just to chance or to whenever you happen to run out. You have to plan your breathing based on the phrasing. And for me, I just sneak them in very quickly. So I don't have a place where I literally stop and take a breath, although that could be an option to take a little bit of a longer amount of time depending on where it is, if it's strategic. But for me, I just take in really quick breaths as I'm playing the example. So let me go ahead and play it for you. So there you go. That's articulation study number 2 in the Rubank Advanced Volume 2 method book. If you have your own particular questions about this example, feel free to drop those in the comments. I also offer a free trial lesson for new students. I teach online. You can be anywhere in the world, and I will drop that sign-up information in the description as well. Feel free to drop other comments about what you're currently struggling with, and maybe I'll make a video about that in the future.